What's up, everybody? I hope that you're all having a great day and a blessed day. We are going to be waiting in for a couple of seconds for everybody to join in. And today we're talking about a hot topic that homeowners have made about $2 trillion in home equity. If you own a house right now, you are balling out of control. You are feeling rich, looking rich, dressing rich, and you're just enjoying that equity, aren't you? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about the equity that's been made over $2 trillion collectively with all homeowners who have mortgages, which is about 60% of the market. And we're going to be talking about what this means, what this could end up being, and is this true actual equity that homeowners can capitalize on, or is this just artificial fluff and it's just not really there? Now, for all of you who are watching, I need you to do me a favor. Number one, I got two favors I got to ask. Number one, drop down and tell me what state and what city you live in. That's super important. And number two, if you get any value, if you smile, if you enjoy this live stream, if you enjoy this video after the live stream, hit the like button. It's going to pump this video to other people that think and like things just like you, and it's going to share it to them as well. Thank you all so much once again for joining and for tuning in. I am super hyped up and excited. All right, we already got people jumping in, so I got to do this real quick. I'm going to drop this and I'm going to share it on my Instagram. I'm going to share it on my Snapchat. If you guys don't have me on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Twitter, you guys got to have me on those. If you don't, then what are you doing, right? Man, the market's been crazy. I actually made a post on my YouTube and I shared with you guys how last week was really, I'd say personally, my biggest week because I officially closed on a deal that I've been working on for roughly 3 entire years. Actually closed on it, funded it, paid it, and now own it. And it's going to be a huge development that I'm going to be working on, which is super exciting. And I'm going to make sure I bring you guys through the entire process and journey. So for those who tell you that you shouldn't buy in a market that is very expensive, that's not true. I always share with you, make sure that you get yourself a good deal and still make the purchase, but at the same time, have a good pile of cash just in case anything goes sideways. So I do preach what I share with you all, just so you know. Okay, we got everybody jumping in right now, so I shared it. Guys, if you don't follow me on my pages, Instagram specifically, I post there a lot, especially on my story. Check that out. And then I'm going to give you guys this, boom. Join our Discord. The link is in the description. It is for free. You lose absolutely nothing. You only gain. We talk over there real estate, money, and business. It's exciting and it's super fun. And any question that you guys have, we have so many people in there who got knowledge and experience. And then I'm also pinning right here, become a channel member, guys. It is something that you're going to enjoy and benefit from. There's tiers, 3 tiers that you can pick from. And as we start to progress and grow, you're going to enjoy that as well. All right, so we already got people dropping in all their questions and stuff. All right, so look what I'm about to do right now. Take that off, and then we're going to start talking about this market, guys, because this market has been crazy. I'm doing closings every week for my clients. Last week was a closing for myself. It was actually a commercial real estate purchase, not a residential real estate purchase, but either or, both of them are still booming and both of them are still very hot in either market. Commercial got hit, of course, from the pandemic. It's kind of recovering right now, but it's still a little bit tough, still a little bit hard on everybody who's in that industry. Okay, so what we're seeing, guys, right now from CoreLogic, they actually published and said the following. They said the average equity gain of per borrower, the person who owns a house who's borrowing it from the bank, borrowing the money from the bank, the average equity gain for them has been $33,400 in Q1 of 2021, which was the highest in the last 10 years. In at least 10 years, the highest. So if you own a house in Q1 2021, your estimation is about $33,400 that you have gained equity. This is plus or minus. It's not going to be exact, but that is huge. Imagine that you just found out, you woke up and now your equity is up by $33,400. I'm sure you're going to smile and you're going to be excited. They then also say the national negative equity share was 2.6% in Q1 2021, which was the lowest in over 10 years. What this means is you must have bought a home, or you might have bought a home, and you started to default because you can't make your payments. The house started to lose its value. The markets weren't doing so well. So you then got into negative equity. You don't own any equity in the house. In fact, you owe on the house more than the house is actually worth, which is such a dangerous position to be in. Then you'll have to do a short sale. Then you'll be prone to a possible foreclosure. It's not safe. It's not good to be in. Nobody wants to be in it. So that statistic is showing that the numbers have dropped and majority of people are now in equity. And what that means, guys, is those who have been in trouble from the pandemic, those who couldn't pay their mortgages, those who couldn't catch up on their payments they had to pay every month, those people now have a stronger opportunity to quickly sell their house with that equity that's there right now, realize that equity, and then move to something else that they can actually afford. Before, if house prices wasn't like this, if equity wasn't raised like this, then they would have to short sell the house or possibly go into foreclosure. But these house prices going higher and higher and higher is assisting those who are going to actually need it. They're going to list their house on the market, cash out, and quickly run before they get underwater, possibly once again. Are you guys following with me? If you guys are following with me, hit the like button. If you're not following with me, still hit the like button. So as crazy as all this equity is, and this might be considered artificial equity because the markets are so hot, they're in a bubble, they're basically being inflated. And what happens when this dips 5, 10, 15%? It'll wipe out that equity that you thought you just had. So it's only real equity when you actually sell and realize it. But so long you don't actually do anything with it, then it's not really there. You're not going to even benefit from it unless you choose to do a cash out refinance, which is another problem, which is another dangerous thing, which is what so many people that I know are actually doing. What they're doing is they're basically seeing that their property's value is up 100, 200 grand. They're then going and taking all the cash that they can possibly take out, leaving 20, 25%, depending if it's an investment property. If it's a primary home, they're going and taking out all that they can possibly take out, possibly keeping only 3% into the house. But they're maximizing its new appraised value. And what that means is if the market decides to shift and get dangerous, that's not going to be safe. Now, keep in mind, if you're doing a cash out refinance, I believe that lenders limit that to, I think, making you keep 20% of equity in your house. Correct me in the comments. And then also, if you're doing a cash out refinance on an investment property, they guarantee make you keep 20 to 25% of equity into that property. So it still gives you a little bit of buffer to survive and to be okay. But majority of people are juicing every single dollar that they can possibly juice, either with a sale or with a cash out refinance, or some of them are just not doing anything and just enjoying the numbers that look pretty and that are jumping up. But you got to keep in mind that this could not last and this may not last. And if it doesn't last, then you have to keep in mind that things could possibly get crazy. And if the market decides to crash or to shift or to switch up, then that's when you have to be careful, because as we all know, if a housing crash actually happens, all this equity that we're seeing will get wiped out like nothing, like it never even happened. So we have to understand that and make sure that we're careful from that. And then CoreLogic goes to say on the third point, the number of properties in negative equity decreased by $450,000 from quarter 1 2020 to quarter 1 2021. Wow. And majority of homes are selling over their listing price. So if you're listing a house right now and you're trying to sell it, majority of them are selling over asking price and selling a lot faster than you can believe. I'm seeing houses flying off the shelves left and right up until now, and it's not really, but some people in some markets are saying it's slowing down. But so far right here, Dallas, Texas specifically, it is not slowing down, and things are overpriced and very, very expensive. So this is what we're seeing, guys, in the housing market. We're seeing equity being built up. We're seeing homeowners loving and enjoying that equity. They're loving that their neighbor just sold their house for so much more, that raised their house value, but they're also hating it because next year their property taxes are going to juice them and charge them a premium. So it's not that good if you don't plan to sell. It's very good if you do plan to sell, so you have to be careful on that. I'm going to jump in right now and start answering some questions that we have over here. We got Chris Harris saying, If we pay more than the sale price, will the lender cover the price in the loan or will it be out of pocket? Chris, if you pay over asking price, for example, a house is for $300,000 and you're paying $320,000, even if the lender tells you that you're approved for $320,000, the house has to appraise at $320,000. So if the house appraises at $300,000, that $20,000 difference from $300,000 to $320,000, you have to pay that 20 grand out of your pocket. The lender will only give you what the house is appraised for. That's why so many people are doing appraisal waivers and they're guaranteeing to the sellers they will cover the difference. Don't worry about the banks. We will cover the difference is what we're seeing in almost every single offer. We got a bunch of people from a bunch of different cities and states. Guys, if you guys are watching this right now, comment below what city and what state you're from. I love seeing it and I love knowing. We got Mansfield, Texas. Mansfield, Texas is not far from me. In fact, you could be my neighbor. That's awesome. Thank you so much, George. I appreciate that. We got Mar saying, Mac saying, we are moving out of the country next year. We don't know what to do since the market is crazy right now. Should we sell now or wait? What are your thoughts? So if you're moving out of the country, you can sell right now at all-time highs. Why not just take that price and leave? Like, what are you waiting for? Why would you sell today versus in 6 months? Are you not ready to move out of the country? Because I know if I was moving out of the country, I would list all my assets right now if I never plan to come back, and I would cash out on them on the premium prices. I wouldn't wait because prices could eventually go down, supply could pick up, interest rates could go up. We just don't know. It's too risky to wait. So why wouldn't you just do that? Just a realtor, had to stop studying for my exam to watch this live stream. You're awesome, man. That's so crazy to hear. I appreciate you coming through. Hey, ask me any questions you might have about the real estate exam. I took it, failed it 4, 5, or 6 times, something like that. I even have a video about that. Karen Young says, Chris Harris, that means your loan will be larger. So it means your loan will be larger, but also it doesn't guarantee the bank will cover that loan, even if it's larger. And even if they approve it, the house has to appraise. Keep that in mind. Gustavo says, perfect amount to reset economy and make prices down when interest rates increase. 2008 was the same, prices to the roof before crashing. Now is the low interest rates. It's kind of scary, man. Like, all we're seeing is the market's just going up and up and up and up and up. And it's like, why is it going to keep going up? Why is the stock market the way it is? Why are house prices doing what they do? Why is the economy showing so much strength when trillions of dollars was lost from the pandemic not that long ago? Barely people are still recovering from the pandemic. So I don't know. I feel like there's just some sketchy stuff going on and some sketchy hope going on, to be honest. Justin says, the Western central bankers are going to do what they do best. Crash the market, steal equity by exchanging fake dollars equity for real material assets when market crashes like it never existed. There's so much shady stuff happening behind the scenes, to be honest. So much. Just a Realtor says, should you enter real estate part-time as a beginner agent? To me personally, there's 2 options. Entering as a real estate agent part-time or entering full-time. I believe in when I do something, I go all in. And other people believe that they want to go all in, but they can't afford it. They still have to work on the side. They still have to make some consistent income to survive. And I respect that. Look at your situation. If you can afford to go all in, still survive, or you still live with your family, then go all in. Do not do it part-time. Go full force. But if you feel like you still have to work a part-time job, it's okay. Do that and go hard at the real estate. Make sure you're working after hours and extra hard so then it can be your full-time thing. BlackRock says, congrats on the new business deal. Thank you so much, BlackRock. I appreciate you. It's so exciting, man. I'm excited for me to share it with you guys, to break it down for you and to tell you everything. But as of right now, things are still in process of breaking ground, doing rezones and stuff like that. So I don't like to talk about it until it's officially done. Rob, selling in Waterford, Michigan or Missouri. Not sure. What is MI? Somebody tell me. Waterford, MI. What is MI? Michigan, Missouri? Meiosis? I don't know. Meiosis, I learned that in chemistry. I just made that up. FOMO. Valerie's saying FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh, there's a ton of people FOMOing and fearing of missing out. A ton of people. Karam, what's lumber's been trending down. What other indices are missing that's driving up the market? So right now you're talking about lumber's been trending down. So it's not just about the lumber cost that's going down. So lumber was a huge factor, but you have so much other supply chain issues going on with other material. I mean, they were saying that OSB prices have almost tripled as well. You're talking about that shingles for roofs, plywood, you're talking about sheetrock, you're talking about everything has increased in price. And that's because supply chain is short. That's because builders are going crazy to build. That's because a lot of remodels are happening. A lot of construction is happening. A lot of recovery is happening. So all of that combined together is what's hitting the markets even harder. So lumber prices going down is a great sign. There is recovery happening slowly, but it's still going to take time to actually get back to normal. Just a realtor. Also, what should I focus on studying for the Texas real estate exam? To be honest, when you say what should you focus on, I would in general just focus on almost everything, which I know sounds crazy. They have the trickiest questions. The most thing I had to focus on that you might have to is when they talk about community property, sole property, proprietary property. I don't know, like these weird words, sovereign property, like the combinations that they had, it would just confuse me. Right now, I don't even know it. I just got lucky and passed it. But that stuff was real confusing, and joint property and all that kind of stuff is just confusing. So focus on that because they will throw like 13, 14 of those at you out of like the 40 questions, which is a lot. And they're tricky questions. Man, they're so smooth. That's why I failed it so many times. Thanks for the advice. I'm not thinking going full-time. No, my parents will help me out. Definitely, man. If your parents got your back, if you're living under their roof, if you got the budget and the amount to be able to survive, go full-time, go full force, and you'll win. Just make sure you're going with the right team, joining the right brokerage. You don't want to join a company that's not going to help you. Oh, Michigan. Okay, thank you for that. Will says, there's a shortage of sinks, toilets, grout, and many other building materials. I agree. Shortage in almost everything. Nestor, do you think it's a good idea to rent now, take the money while the market change? I'll be moving to East Coast, I think 2 years. Also, there's a shortage of labor in the construction industry. Will says, okay, so do you think it's a good idea to rent now, take the money while the market change? Okay, so if you own a house right now, there's a lot of people, and I even made a video on this, a lot of people who own a house are thinking to sell it, then go rent, and then come back in when the market crashes and rebuy at a cheaper price. There's a lot of costs associated with selling, with moving, with renting, with finding a spot, with transitioning. It's not just that easy. If it looks like you're going to make 100K on paper, keep in mind there's realtor costs, there's closing costs, there's moving costs, there's renting costs, there's deposit costs, there's monthly fees. Like, it's not as easy. So if you're thinking right now, should I just rent or should I buy? See, if you're moving, right now your life is kind of uncertain. You're moving around. I wouldn't buy if I'm moving around. I would keep renting until I figure out where I'm going to station myself, settle myself before I made a purchase. So I wouldn't buy. Anytime, no problem. I love when you guys ask me questions. I love when you guys tell me where you're from, and I love when you guys tune in and join on a Saturday. Shows that you guys want to stay educated, want to stay hustling, and want to stay knowing what's happening and on top of the markets. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button. It shows the support. It shows that you guys are enjoying this type of content, and it pushes the video up to more people. We are at 21 likes. We have almost over 100 people with us right now. Hit the like button. Let's get those likes up to at least 50. I know that you could do it. I know that we could do it. Thank you all so much. Peter saying, I don't believe there will be a 20 to 30% crash, maybe a 5 to 10% correction. How long do you think before changes start to reflect? I love that. I even made a video about that. I said there's a difference between a housing crash and a housing price correction. Two different things, two different worlds. A correction is just kind of correcting itself. A crash is like bang, it's actually crashing. So how long do I think until the markets start to reflect that? It depends on the rates. It depends on the supply. It depends on the same stuff that I've been talking about. All of that depends. And just because you see rates or things shoot up overnight doesn't mean overnight prices are going to reflect that. It's going to take some time. It kind of lags a little bit before it actually starts to reflect that. I've heard about builders asking buyers to cough up money to make up the difference of the signed amount on the contract and the cost to complete the house. Now, in contract, builders have the right to delay the project based off of unseen circumstances. If they tell you it takes 8 months, they can tell you after 8 months, if they didn't finish yet, they have a clause that protects them. I'm seeing builders, a lot of them actually try to get rid of the buyers who signed before the pandemic because they signed at a very cheap price, and the builder's now going to lose money, and they're trying to like irritate them and delay them and tell them it's going to take longer, 4, 5, 6 months, and keep on delaying and delaying. And I know some of my clients are like, I'm not backing out. I'm already 200 grand in equity. They think I'm stupid. I'm not backing out. Builders, depending on the clause they write in their contract, they can almost do anything. If you just sign and you don't read, it's not safe, and you got to be careful. Is it the right time to buy or wait till next year? I made videos about this, about depending on your finances, depending on where you stand in life, depending on your positioning. Is your lease about to be expired? Do you have enough money to survive for a year after you purchase, including the down payment? There's a lot of things that come into account, guys. If you want to buy right now and you're ready, like I was, I went and I bought. If you are not ready and you want to rent until you're ready, then just go rent. We don't know if the market's going to crash, going to keep going up, how it's going to react. And also, if you buy right now, make sure you plan to live in the house at least 5+ years, because if the market does go down, you want to have time for it to come back up before you sell. Will says rent is just expensive as well. Yeah, rent is not cheap. Rent is actually getting more and more expensive by the day. Sold my home last year because I was planning to downsize anyways, but my rent has been about 70% of my mortgage payment. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Mikhail, thank you so much for the 99 cents. You are amazing. I appreciate you. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Just a Realtor says, I remember that my dad was building a shed. The price of the wood and roofing gum was expensive 5 years ago. It was cheap, for sure. The prices were cheap 5 years ago, and the prices are in the roof right now. It's the basic math of there's low supply, the logistics is getting backed up. And I mean, you're seeing that in the car industry. They can't even keep up with all the demand and with all the backlog that they have. That's why the prices are up almost 10% on used cars. In fact, new cars are going to be priced even more too. It's like, since when was a liability, a car, an investment? In this market, it's an investment. If you bought last year, you're up in the money right now. Do you know what's the forecast for the housing market in Cali? I got discouraged when you wanted to buy a home. So in Cali, I heard that the average median price has now officially been listed at almost $800,000. That is insane, the average median price. Now, when you talk about Cali, so many people are leaving Cali, but also there are so many people still going to Cali. Then you have a lot of things that are being adjusted and changed and worked on. And Cali, as many people are leaving it, saying that it's dead, it's still for some reason booming in pricing. Still, prices are expensive. Still, it's not easy to live there, not cheap to live there. So really, if you're living in Cali, it is a tough life there. We have majority of people leaving Cali and New York, going to Florida and to Texas. So I'm sure there's something going on there, but as of right now, it's not reflecting on the price. Guys, I got a couple things to let you know. Join the Discord channel. It is for free. We talk about real estate, money, and business. Join it. It is amazing. It is in the description below and the link below. Check it out, guys. Join it. You're not going to lose anything. You're going to only gain from it. And most importantly, I upload 3 times every week on YouTube. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And most importantly, for everybody who's watching right now, like this video if you get any value or you got any value and you enjoyed this type of content. Homeowners are banking off of equity right now, making so much money. House prices are continuing to go up and things are crazy. If you own a house, you're chilling, but keep in mind, this could be artificial equity and it could go down if the market decides to take another turn. And if the market does do that, make sure that you are ready. Everybody who's watching right now, everybody who put in questions, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I value you. I am wrapping this live right now. I actually have to go show some properties to clients today, so I'm going to have to wrap it up right now. It is about 25 minutes, which is a good enough time with us. Sometimes we go 40 minutes, sometimes we go 15. This was 25, kind of in the middle. Guys, if you enjoy this type of stuff, hit the like button, subscribe for more. And everybody who is in the comment section right now, join the Discord, because in the Discord, you guys can all chat with each other, all ask each other questions, all bounce off ideas. In there, we talk about real estate, money, and business. We got the crypto markets, the stock markets, the real estate markets, the business markets, entrepreneurial markets. I got board rooms for all of that. So come join it. It is amazing. It is fun. And it is free. Everybody loves free. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Much love to everybody. Keep on hustling, stay educated, and go out and win. I'll see you all later. I'm out.